Hey, g'day folks, it's Roberto here from Finieri Wood-Fired Ovens in Melbourne, Australia. Following up on the last video I did on the setup and testing of the Brio gas-fired oven, as you can see here in the background. I'm just going to do a quick video on how to cook a pizza in this gas-fired oven. So I'm a bit lazy in this video, so I've gone to the supermarket and just bought a pre-made dough ball. I'm just going to show you how to prepare it and cook it in the gas-fired oven. So as per the other video, you'd want to just fire up the oven on full. Within 40 minutes you're going to be ready to cook. So I've got my dough ball here and I'm just going to open it up. I'm going to put a little bit of flour down on our bench. Take the dough ball out of its plastic bag. This isn't the best dough. You can smell the yeast and preservatives in it, but you know, if you're in a hurry, last minute, you feel like a pizza, it's not a bad little alternative, quick little solution. So just flour your hands and that dough ball up a bit, and we're going to shape that into a dough ball. We don't want to be pushing it too much. Try to keep some of the air in it if you can, but form that into a ball. Make sure you seal the bottom. Get a little nice tight cover across the top of it. Put that into shape. And now we need to let this rest for at least 2 hours. Depends on your weather. If it was a summer's day, it might be ready in an hour. Today's quite cool, so it probably takes 2 hours. So I've got these little containers that you might have seen in other videos. Give that a little spray of oil so it doesn't stop your dough ball sticking later on. Put that in our container. We're going to put our lid on and we're going to come back to this in about 2 hours. We're going to stretch it and cook it. As I said, you've turned your gas oven on, or you probably won't turn your gas oven on until 40 minutes before you're ready to cook. So in about an hour and a half time, come out and turn your gas oven on, and then by the time we prepare our pizza, that should be about 40 minutes and we'll be ready to cook. So done, leave it room temperature or out in somewhere warm. We'll be back. Thank you very much. Hi guys, so I'm back. It's been 35 minutes since I lit this oven. In the previous video I was taking the door on and off to do constant temperature checks. This time I haven't touched the door. It's been 35 minutes, so it'd be interesting to see what the floor is when we open it up. The gauge is well over 450 at the moment, so it seems to be hot. It's the second time I've turned it on. But let's quickly make a pizza. So I've had that dough in this container resting for almost an hour and a half, whatever it's been. It's okay. The dough's okay. So we're just going to quickly stretch. Once you get your dough, cover it in flour, and we're going to start to stretch it. And when we stretch it, we want to try to keep as much air in this pizza as we can, so it comes out like a Napolitan style pizza. So I'm going to zoom in on this and I'm going to show you how I stretch it and then dress it with the toppings, and then we'll put it in the oven and cook it up. So let me just zoom in on this. Okay, so when we stretch this pizza, got it well covered in flour. Start from just behind it and feel yourself pushing that air all the way up to that end of the pizza. Turn it over and push the air all the way up. There's a lot of videos on the market on how to stretch and make pizza. So I'm not the expert, but I get by. So just keep pushing that air out. If the dough, as you're trying to stretch the dough, if it's springing back, the dough hasn't rested for long enough. As you stretch this dough, it should virtually stay out there. So remove most of this flour. Get your shape, and then you can stretch this way. Just hold flat on the bottom, so you don't stretch it too thin on the bottom. Throw it on your hand, and just keep doing that. And what we're trying to do, we're trying not to press on the cotton china part too much, just to keep that air in there. But just do that a few times. You'll see the professionals, they do this so much quicker. the knife, grab your dough, let it hang on your hands if you like, and let it go that way. You see it's quite thin. We're thinning it right out. Whoops, I just put a hole in it. We're thinning it right out. When you get a hole in it like that, fold it over itself, patch it up. Not a big deal, not the end of the world. Once you're happy with the size and shape and thickness, put some toppings on that. That's probably about 12 inches at the moment. Got some sauce here. Not a pizza sauce, it was just whatever sauce we had. Put that in the middle. Put a little bit of parmesan on that. Gives it a bit more taste. Then I've got some of the mozzarella. Put that on. This is just cow's milk mozzarella from Coles. Now I'm going to put on some salami. With these pizzas, you don't need a lot of topping, so less is best. Generally it's all about the dough, but on this occasion this dough is from Coles, so it's not too bad. I mean, desperate, it's obviously not as good as if you made it yourself, but it's not too bad. There's some spring onion there, a couple of olives there, and I'm going to drizzle some olive oil on that. And go right round to the crust a bit. It's been 14 minutes exactly, so we're going to now check the temperature of the oven. Okay. So towards the burner, 370 Celsius, 700 Fahrenheit. On the far side of the oven, it's 330 Celsius, 627 Fahrenheit. So as you can see, in 40 minutes, this oven got to temperature, ready for cooking pizza. Didn't take as long as our previous test run where we had the door on and off. So within 40 minutes, I'm comfortable to say that you will be ready to cook a Neapolitan style pizza. So a little bit of flour on our peel. Pick up your pizza. That pizza's gone in. So once your pizza's in your oven, you can leave the door off. I've got the burner on high. I'm going to give that just a couple of seconds, maybe 20 seconds, to start to form a bit of a crust on the bottom. And then once you've started to form your crust on your bottom, you can start to turn your pizza. So you can comfortably get two this size. This is probably only a 12-inch pizza, and from what I could probably almost get 3 of them in. Not that I would, but you could. So well, let's time this while we're waiting. Let's see how long it takes to cook this pizza. So it's starting to puff up. With these ovens, be it on wood or gas, it doesn't really matter. Use the oven. So if it's cooking on the bottom too much, turn your burner down. If it's not cooking on the top enough, maybe put it closer to the burner or move it away from the burner. Learn to use your oven and as required. So I'm just going to, as I say, as it starts to form a crust, you can start to turn this pizza. Different doughs obviously react different in your oven. The dough recipes I have online, or some of the pros have online, the high 70-75% hydrations, they'll puff up really quickly and become really, really soft. This dough, like I say, this dough's from Coles. It's a very heavy dough. You might have noticed it wasn't, you don't have to be that delicate. It was pretty rough to get that little hole in it. So it's probably going to be take a bit longer to cook, is what I'm trying to say. It's looking okay, looking good. Give that a few more seconds, I'll get my tray ready. You probably can't see underneath from there, but the underneath is cooked. It's been two and a half minutes. That's pretty well cooked. Okay, so in 2.5 minutes we have our pizza. So I've put that on the rack. Hopefully this focuses okay. That's our pizza. I'll try to lift that up and show you underneath. Well cooked. Extremely edible. If you're in a real hurry, go to the supermarket, turn on your gas-fired oven, make yourself a pizza for lunch. If you've got more time, or you've got people coming over, you want to impress, make your own dough. It'll come out a bit quicker, a bit softer, a bit nicer. But there's nothing wrong if you came home late on a Friday night and you had a dough ball and you only had a couple of hours. Let your dough rest, turn your oven on, within 40 minutes you're cooking your pizza. Enjoy. It's Roberto from Finieri Wood-Fired Ovens here in Melbourne, Australia. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you at the next one. All the best. Thank you. Ciao. Bye-bye. It's good. Coles dough, Alpha Brio, gas-fired oven. It's good. Bon appetit. Ciao.